looks like everyone's here. Thanks for waiting, everyone who is already on board. My name is Derek Wood. I'm the Partner Product Manager here at SOS, and I'm joined by Shayla Herrick, who is our Director of Business Marketing.
Good morning, everyone.
Today we're going to go through the SOS ServerSave program, its implication when it comes to the market, what it means to you, what it means to your customers, why we're so excited about it, and then we're going to go into specific features, benefits, competitive landscape, and then end with a quick demo of the service itself. So if you have any questions or comments throughout the presentation, feel free to use the chat function to make those comments or ask those questions. We'll stop periodically for specific questions, see where we're at, who we're talking to, and other than that, let's get started. So first, brief history of SOS and where we've come from. SOS, like many tech companies, had humble beginnings. Ours is a little different in that it wasn't a garage in Silicon Valley. It was a dorm room in Melbourne, Australia. So we were founded in 2001. From 2001 to 2005, rather light operation, primarily local, just local businesses, referrals. It was until about 2005 that we actually launched the international campaign, opening up an office here in the U.S. and the program we have today. From 2005 and 2006, we were primarily driven with custom development work, so large strategic partners, companies like WebGroup, for Dummies, those types of relationships. And we did have a light affiliate program. Affiliate program in the sense that most of you would probably think you have a link for people to sign up for a service. There's no branding part of it, and you get a kickback at the time of a sale. And that's how we initially worked for the first few years of our U.S. operation. We then decided that we wanted to move more into a channel-focused region, specifically targeting the tech service companies that are serving the SMB market. We just saw a wide opportunity for the SMB market to really take advantage of online backup technology. And our goal has always been to provide the most secure online backup technology and platform out there. We changed it up, gave it some branding, and that's the program we're talking about today. So it's what we call our, lovingly, our Tier 1 wholesale program, but it is our rebranded reseller program, and it requires just you getting on board. You put your logos on our software. You get a great web package, which we'll talk about more later on. And this program has been so widely successful, we actually moved our headquarters from Australia to here in Los Angeles. We're now a registered California business, and the rest is history. We still have a presence all over the world. We have one of the largest footprints when it comes to backup, in that we have 5 data centers that we use for backup here in the U.S., one in Canada, one in the U.K., one in Kiev, one in Chennai, and one in Australia. So those of you who have specific country needs as far as data has to reside within territorial borders, we have those options for you.
So let's talk a little bit about what is propelling the adoption of online backup in businesses, because let me just ask a question here really quick. Can any of you type in the chat if you're an MSP and if you're targeting small businesses? I'd like to get a feel for how many of you are, because this presentation is really going to be important to you if that's where your interest lies. Right now I'm going to talk a little bit about the adoption of online backup in small businesses. A lot of small businesses, as you guys probably know, don't have the resources to create their own data center. They probably don't also have the resources to have their own IT staff. That's why they have you guys, right? So why do they want to put stuff in the cloud? Why do they want to secure their data in the cloud? Number one, hopefully because they understand that it's secure. And SOS Online Backup is an excellent security track record, and that's one of the reasons why we've won the PC Magazine Editor's Choice Award for Online Backup 4 times in a row. And also, it's just getting less expensive. It's becoming more and more affordable to have MSPs do the backup work off-site and do the disaster recovery planning off-site, because there's been an increase in expansion of internet bandwidth. It doesn't really matter where you are in the world. You can get stuff up to the cloud. And there's been a decrease of hosted storage costs. Again, it doesn't really matter where you are in the world, there's going to be a cost-efficient data center there somewhere for you. And like Derek just said, we have data centers all around the world that are military grade. And the technical sophistication of the population. Most businesses that you guys are talking to are probably sophisticated enough to understand what the idea of the cloud is and understand what encryption is and understand why they have to have a secure online backup solution instead of just, some storage devices laying around the office, and that's not really very secure. And then there's been a significant increase in the size and value of digital data. This goes for businesses as well as consumers. You guys know you probably have digital cameras and you have mobile phones and you're taking pictures of them all the time. Like me, all of my honeymoon photos are on my phone. Fortunately, I've backed them up. So the value of my phone data to me is pretty strong. And everyone is creating more. Okay, our voices are a little bit muffled. Sorry about that. Thanks for letting us know, Pat. Let me scoot closer. Hopefully everyone can hear a little better. Anyway, my point is just that the value of digital data that we're creating in businesses and at home is more and greater than it ever has been in the past. Therefore, it behooves us to back up the cloud and protect it.
What's really exciting about where cloud backup is going now is for the last 5-6 years, it's been mostly, and we have the graph here to show the adoption cycle, is we're really coming out of the early adoption phase. The early adoption phase is really categorized as the first 15% or so of people who get into a service, and then you have a rather rapid adoption thereafter. That rapid adoption is what the IDC is saying that we're coming upon right now when it comes to cloud services. And it's not surprising. The move from break-fix services to managed service providing really allows a more flexible relationship and a more beneficial relationship between MSPs like yourselves and the customers. Previously, it was almost every time you want to put a service in place, you have to make a sale. Now with the managed service package, it gives you the flexibility to really put in place what you know as a specialist should be in place for your customers. And you can standardize these packages. We've always posted online backup as a terrific item to bundle into any type of product sale or service. And now that the managed service market is coming around, this really opens up the avenue to do that. Online backup undoubtedly is a vital part of any backup solution. A solution being a combination of various strategies, whether it's a local backup, online backup, image-based backup, etc. So it's a combination of these things, and it's now expected that out of all the businesses that were surveyed, and there's a little graphic here at the bottom right, and there's I have a couple questions about the presentation. This will be available for you. 16% of the companies they surveyed, the SMBs, that is, were using some sort of online backup today, usually some sort of limited implementation, almost an extended trial case. We find regularly that a lot of our partners even will buy our consumer service and implement that before going on with us as a partner. And we do the same thing with our business users. Users are a little more savvy these days, testing things out. But it looked like we're really about to hit a big growth mark. It's expected that the expenditure on cloud-based services for the average SMB is going to go from about 1% of their IT budget to 3%. Now, small numbers, huge increase. We're talking about the overall IT spending. That means a lot of dollars in all our pockets.
Yeah, that increase is going to equate to about $44 billion. And let's move on to the next slide here, if I can figure out how to do that. Okay. Another really key point about online backup adoption is the price, functionality, and selection point. And this is really pertaining to tape backup. Tape backup used to be popular because it was available and because it was cheap. Online backup is now just as inexpensive and even more valuable and more reliable than tape backup ever was. So hopefully you guys are feeling pretty comfortable with convincing your SMB customers to move away from tape and move into the cloud, because The affordability is absolutely there, and the reliability is there. And if you have any customers that have to comply with HIPAA or GLBA or any U.S. government regulatory compliance, they're definitely going to find that the cloud is better suited to backing up their data than any resident or local system is.
I'm going to stop real quick and see if we can get this phone. Is everyone pretty much getting a muffled sound? Is the phone quality not so great? Is this better? This is much better? Okay. Just got a new phone system. Sorry about that, guys. Okay.
Okay. So this is, anyway, a graph about the ServerSave, how ServerSave, our new product, our server backup product, addresses the emerging market for SMBs. It's better than tape. Let's just say that, and you guys are all here because you're probably aware of that, and let's just keep moving into the features of SOS ServerSave and how you guys can employ this in your business. So what do SMBs want? You guys might already know, or you might be here to try to find out. I am more than happy to tell you. SMBs want complete business continuity and disaster recovery, and I'm not just making this up. I'm saying this because I get this data from IDC, a highly reputable outsourced research firm that does a lot of work with businesses and technology and researching what they're doing. So businesses want a total solution. They don't want piecemeal solutions from third parties. They want a complete solution and all in one bucket, and that's what SOS ServerSave allows you to resell. It contains server application backup and recovery for Exchange, SQL, and SharePoint. And it's highly secure. It contains support for secure public and private cloud deployments, and it allows you to back up very, very large files, which is, of course, you want to do because you're going to be creating bare metal images. You want to make sure that you can get those up to the cloud in a reasonable amount of time so that you can be sure that they're protected. Additionally, SOS ServerSave allows you to back up as many workstation servers and laptops and any devices and access your data as you want. So if you have an SMB client with 1,000 laptops, let's say they have an entire huge laptop fleet like that, you can back it all up with SOS ServerSave.
And a lot of this speaks to, again, the understanding of what businesses truly need in that move to a managed service relationship. Business continuity and disaster recovery. Business continuity can cover any aspect of a business. It's up to your creativity to get there. What SOS is doing with the ServerSave program is it's giving you your first package. So with managed services, one of the hardest parts is really moving away from old habits. Being an hourly shop where you're always about billable hours. Now we're moving into a recurring revenue model. How do you adjust your model to fit the new market, and how do our services allow you to really step into that? What we find is most of our partners are newly moving into managed services, and this is a absolute bottom line managed service you can get out there. It's probably one of the easiest managed services to sell besides just monitoring. And we get into more discussions about how to be successful in the program, and it's part of our package. We have regular webinars where we go through various success strategies when it comes to pricing, packaging services, communicating with your customers, just about anything you like to go to this. So it's a really nice program, and the idea is that you're going to be up and running with a nice suite of services as we have here on the board, within a week or two.
Colin has a question. Can a client run data real time, such as a database, lagging, etc.? I'm not totally sure what you mean by that. The backup and recovery service is available to restore a database should it need to be restored to dissimilar hardware.
Yeah, we do run with DSS, so if the database is open, SQL, Exchange, we'll still back it up. So we have a
And we'll go over the transactionally consistent backup for image-based backup, as well as the open file support for our file and folder level backup. So going through the product suite, and if you have a more clarification, Colin, please enter that because I'm not sure if we're getting your question there. Going through the product suite, we have this nice little graphic for you. It just kind of shows what you're getting with the program. We have at the very top, about 12 o'clock, backup your cloud life. Now this is something we haven't yet released out to partners. It's something that we're still very much experimenting in. But the idea is a cloud is not some impenetrable fortress of good. Bad things happen in the cloud. People work in the cloud. Mistakes happen. There's still hardware that you have to worry about. So you have to make sure that you're backing those things up. Every time there's a global event, the Twitterverse blows up. People lose followers, lose their accounts, etc. Facebook accounts. If we did a show of hands, I'm pretty sure the majority of you would say that you use Facebook for business and or Twitter. So it's important to be able to back up these cloud-based services, and we're moving into that, and over time we'll be releasing these applications to your users. Then going down to desktop life, going counterclockwise. One of the biggest exposures to data loss is the user. The user in any system is going to be your biggest exposure point and your biggest point of risk. It's still estimated today, TechCrunch just came out with a review of a study done about 6 months ago that 60% of data in SMBs still resides on these endpoints, so laptops, mobile workforces, these types of areas where, despite our better efforts to have terminal services with everyone's on dummy machines just working on the server, it's because of the user, there's still a task where we have to get those points. And we have a great software for that in our file and folder backup. We run it regularly, and it's wonderful. Mobile life, as Shaylin was saying, pictures on your mobile devices are no longer just a phone. So how do you protect the information that you're creating and accessing on that phone? We do have applications for the Droid and the iPhone, and we will be releasing generic versions in our partner program as time goes on as well. We're expecting, and you can actually check out the Droid or iPhone applications as it is. We do offer co-branding, so if you wanted to co-brand, then you'd be free to use the SOS apps that are already in the app stores. Then we have your file data. Of course, we're talking more about your file servers, as your workstations are basically going to be file and folder level backup sets. But we've always been the bread and butter, and what we've just discussed has been what SOS has done very well for the last 6 years, or longer than that. PC Mag Editor's Choice, as Shaylin was saying. The exciting part about ServerSave is that we're adding application data backup and system data backup, meaning we're providing a way for you to create an image of a system and then get that image off-site. Pairing that with Cloud Boot is a really terrific way of getting that into it. So Cloud Boot is something that right now is not an official productized thing, but it's an offer we have, $500 a week, and we'll mount your VMs in our cloud so you can give you a public IP that you can start accessing information from.
Michael has a great question that brings us into a really great point. Are there any fees for co-branding or white labeling? No, absolutely not. Our program is extremely straightforward. The price that you see is the price that you get. Our prices include cloud storage, they include your server licenses, and they include a web package that we call the web integration package. It allows you to sell online backup online on your own domain. And there are absolutely no fees for co-branding or white labeling or customizing any of this stuff. It's all in one package, and it's designed to help you get on the ground and in the market and start selling some online backup. So if you guys have any other questions about co-branding or white labeling, please pop them in the chat, and we will definitely answer them for you. I hope that was helpful, Michael. Michael asked about startup fees. There are no separate startup fees. We require no hardware purchase. You do have to purchase the server licenses and cloud storage space from us that you can resell, but you get a wholesale discount. And all of these things, the web integration package, the co-branding, sales and marketing materials, are all included in the program. So this up here that we've got on the screen right now are the basic features of SOS ServerSave. We've already gone over this, but this just reiterates that the program comes with Exchange Backup and Granular Recovery. So you heard me just mentioning server licenses to Michael. That means there is one server license for Exchange Backup and Granular Recovery. If you choose to enter a program with 10 server licenses, you can use all 10 of them for Exchange Backup and Granular Recovery. You could use 5 of them for Exchange Backup and Granular Recovery, and then use the 5 others for bare metal backup of an SQL server if you like. The program is extremely flexible. It's very, very simple. So Exchange Backup and Granular Recovery in SOS ServerSave allows you to recover mail, message, contacts, and more from an Exchange database. This is awesome because, as we were talking about earlier, humans are imperfect and they delete stuff and forget stuff all the time. EGR will get you those documents back. Bare Metal Image Creator and Image Stream. This is a kind of teamed up set of applications. Bare Metal Image Creator creates your bare metal images for you, as is in the name, and Image Stream sends them up into the cloud. You can use this to create bare metal images of Windows servers, SQL servers, SharePoint servers, and file servers. David asked, where can I find a link online regarding licensing? I'm not exactly sure what your question is, but your partner specialist can absolutely help you with that, or you can clarify and I can try to answer it now. Additional features in here, post-centralized management. This allows you to control, report, and deploy backups. Online backup and recovery. This is our award-winning file and folder backup system. This is what you can use on laptops, workstations, file servers, and files and folders. And Premier Web Integration. This is the web integration package that I was referring to. This allows you to integrate billing management, merchant accounts, and even do email campaigns. And mobile. We allow backup for Android access on the iPhone and BlackBerry. And of course, you can go to m.sosonlinebackup.com and access files and folders at any time.
And following up on a question